Oh, there we go. What is going on, everybody? Will YM here, and today it is day 2 of the tier list with your boy, Will YM. So, essentially, as always, we are going to be ranking uh, the best and sometimes the worst in the world of professional wrestling. So, first off, let's just show you the list here. Sorry, this is my first time in full control of the stream, so be patient. So, obviously, as I said multiple times in the watch parties, this is WWE to AEW wrestlers in the tier list. Not that much compared to last week's. I'll actually make this a little bit bigger for you all. There we go. Now, essentially, there are 5 tiers here. S, A, B, C, and D. And essentially, I'm going to go for former WWE wrestlers that have made their way to AEW and essentially decide the best, the worst, and everything in between. And ladies and gentlemen, I just can't wait to essentially show you where I rank all these people. Okay? Now, as always, feel free to leave your rankings down in the comments. And if you're watching this live, if you're watching this in recording, thank you for tuning in. And as always, subscribe, like, do whatever you do. Be good people and be positive. So, first off, let's go with our boy, Adam Cole Bay. Now, Adam had a good debut. Adam was doing amazing. He had title opportunities and all that and everything. Um, he he was a big name in NXT. He's making a big name for himself right now in AEW. So, for Cole, uh, it's kind of hard. Where exactly to rank him? He's not the best. He's good in ring. He's not the champion just yet. Of course, he's part of the Undisputed Elite right now. There's kind of hints now that he's going to be uniting with the Bullet Club or maybe just having a war with Bullet Club. He's having a dream match with Ishii or something like that. Sorry, I'm not good with names, but he's a good draw. So you know what? I'll put him on A. I think A is a good place to put Cole right now, and yeah, hopefully he'll do big things in the future. So, oh look at that, the mystery um Wrestling for Life Network saying the Playboy Beanie. Yes, that is right. This is my first solo show in control. Solo show. I love that. Now, yes, so I'm more than happy that the tier list will be the first show that I get to be in control of the comments. Look at this. Hide, show, hide, show. Look at this. Woo! By Wrestling for Life Network. So yes. And now, yeah, Cole is A. And I think that's a good spot for him. So essentially, after I'm gonna stop playing with the comments, who's this? Andrade El Idolo. Now, a lot of people are fans of Andrade El Idolo, and essentially for good reason. Um, I don't know. He's running the family office or house party, whatever you want to call it. He's he had a strong showing in the coffin match. He's had some good feuds, but for me, not the best. Definitely not the worst. He's been a part of. So, oh yeah, again, this is hard to really put on Andrade. I know I might piss a lot of people off, but he's good in B. I think he's good in B tier. Um, I think that's a good place to sort of put him. Oh, also, from the looks of this list, some of these might be a little bit outdated. Um, so don't expect to see people like Jeff Hardy. I don't see on here. I don't see. Red Dragon. So yeah, there might be some that aren't showing. So before you guys get mad about that, there might be some that are a bit outdated. So Arn Anderson. No, he's kind of a manager, so I don't know if he'd really count. I mean, he had that little weird thing with Cody, where he was the manager, and of course now he's the manager the of Brock Anderson and someone else. I think he has 2 kids. Um, where would I put Arn himself though? That's hard. He was doing good when he was with Cody. Right now, I don't know. It's kind of hard to rank a manager if I'm quite honest with you. Let's put him and see. Obviously, it's not by an in-ring standpoint, but right now he's just not being shown that much, and I don't know. The stuff he's doing right now, it's just not as big of a deal. Usually, not like you'll jump out of your seat every single time you'll see um Mr. Arn. Brody Lee. This is not because he's gone, but Brody was killing it. Okay. Now let me explain. Okay. Let me let me uh let me sort of explain. Brody, when he was with the Dark Order were taken seriously. Okay. The He was a big draw. Okay. He was essentially a star in the making ever since being sidelined by the Wyatt family and everything. He was a TNT champion. Even though it wasn't that long, he was a champion's contender for the world title. And I genuinely believe that if he didn't unfortunately pass, he would be AEW world champion. So from the run he had up until unfortunately the end, Brody Lee had a one hell of a run in AEW. And that is why I think he is an S tier. Someone else I think is S tier right now, Mr. Bryan Danielson. Now, Danielson obviously is part of the Combat Club. He's been in these sick matches. He's been a part of these sick sort of stories, and of course he's part of the Combat Club, and he's faced some insane people: Kenny Omega, Adam Page, John Moxley, just to name a few. And this is another person that I believe is a future AEW World Champion. And seeing him and Mox be future tag team champions, hell yes. Like, shut up and take my money. I know a lot of people in this channel say that is shut up and take my money if they are tag team champions. But right now, Bryan Danielson, one hell of a guy. And I'm glad that he's here in AEW and he's having fun and he's doing what he does best, and that is wrestle and not be a general manager, not be like, hey, I'm happy all the time. So, I don't know. Something good. Christian Cage is next. Oh, this is hard. Christian Cage, um, I'm not the biggest fan of Jurassic Express. He was good at the start. He won the TNA World title on, I think it was the first episode of Rampage, if I'm not mistaken. But he killed it at first, and then all of a sudden he just became less and less active. He became less and less important. He became the Jurassic Express's babysitter, and yeah, I'm sorry to do this to my man. Let's put him on B tier. I genuinely think he has time to improve, but he's definitely not as bad as C or D tier. Okay. Um, Punk, Punk. Ooh, he's definitely an A or S tier contender. Obviously, we know what he's able to do. He's been in sick dream matches with Penta and Dustin and MJF, the King. So, you know what? He's not quite there yet for me yet, but A tier. A tier is where I will put Mr. Punk. So yeah, let I think Punk is good on A tier. Dustin Rhodes. Obviously, what last night showed us is that he can still go. Okay, he can still be something. Obviously, this might be his last run. I have a lot of respect for Dustin. I have a lot of respect for what he does and everything, whether it's behind the scenes or in AEW, stuff like that. Um, you know what? Yeah, I think he's another B tier contender. Obviously, not the best, not the worst. So, yeah, Dustin can go there. FTR, top guys. Um, it's either one of those. This is hardest for me. S or A. Belt collectors A. I mean S. Let's do that. Let's give FTR some love because they can kill it when they are taken seriously, when they are in the ring. They are the Triple A and Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions, for crying out loud, and they always tear the house down. And right now, I'm just so happy to see Dax and Cash just kill it every single time they are on screen. And this brings us to our next S tier contender. I'll put him right next to his buddy, John Moxley. Obviously, I loved Dean Ambrose. I loved his stuff in the Shield. I loved everything about it. And for those of you who are just tuning in, these are AEW wrestlers who used to be in WWE. You might be missing some like William Regal, Jeff Hardy, and Red Dragon and all that stuff, but sorry about that. Um, yeah, what can I say more about Mox that I haven't already said about Brian? He's a good guy. Let's say that. In the words of William Regal, you're good too. Obviously, former AEW World Champion. Um, he's one of the first signings. He debuted at the first ever show they had there, and now he's still a big deal. Obviously, he took time away to deal with personal issues, and now he's back. He's part of this combat club, and now look at what he's done. Look at all the stuff that he's been able to do, and tell me he is not worthy of an S tier placement. Okay, now Malachi, stuff with House of Black. I like how he's serious. I like how he's not behind a door asking for a fight every single week. Um, Definitely not S tier worthy, but I think he's definitely. Let's give him A tier. Let's give Malachi some love and give him a good A tier spot. Malachi could have a good future ahead of him. TNT Championship, maybe. And I don't see any issue with that. Anything to get that belt off Sammy Guevara. Anything. Oh, look at this. The Resident Evil AMC. Hello, how are you? I am doing good on this great Thursday evening. Remember, no, not AEW. What the fuck am I on? Impact watch along later on tonight, and drop some birthday love for LJ in the chat as well. And yes, it's always a good day when you're a part of the Wrestling for Life Network. Always, always, always. And thank you for tuning in. Uh, I am doing good, my friend. That is good. And thank you for tuning in, taking time out of your day. And as always, we are thankful each and every single time that the viewers tune in. So without further ado, let's get in Mark Henry. Oh, he hasn't done much. I mean, he's a good interviewer, but it's kind of the same thing. I'm sorry, but like besides doing interviews, like why are you here? Like really? And I know there's gonna be a lot of doubters, and I know there's gonna be a lot of people being like, "Whoa, what are you doing, man?" But no, I don't think I don't think Mark really cuts it for me. Let's give him that. Matt Hardy on his own, he wasn't good. He wasn't good. Um, but with his stuff with the Hardys, and obviously that death match with Sammy Guevara where he almost killed himself. Um, let's put him B. Give him B. I think Matt. I obviously might have some personal bias towards Matt. I think he's cool. I think he's perfectly capable of putting on a good match, and he can definitely still go. And yeah, good thing he's reunited with Matt. Otherwise, I mean with Jeff. Otherwise, he probably would have been at C or D tier. No one wants that. The Redeemer Miro, uh, former TNT champion. He's more in shape. He's taken seriously. He's not in stupid storyline after stupid storyline. Obviously, he's a bit out right now, but is he as popular? And I think he's out with an injury, I believe, if I am not mistaken. Now, let's. This is hard for Miro, but I'm stacking up B tier right here. I'm thinking Miro's right here. Now, I think he can definitely have a good future as well. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe he could be a world champion. He just needs to heal, obviously. Paul White? Man, get that out of here. It's the same thing with Mark. Why are you here? Why are you here? You're commenting Dark Elevation, the worst. Like no one tunes into that unless you're like hardcore, I guess. But yeah, I know a lot of people aren't gonna agree with me on this. But it is what it is, man, and I'm sorry. But Paul White just doesn't cut it for me. Ruby Soho, just get to see you and I feel bad. All right, Ruby Soho, all the hype, all the pops. We genuinely thought that Ruby could make it, that she could be amazing in this industry. But what has happened since then? Not much. Not much. And it's a shame. It it really is a shame. And but what has she done now? What is she doing now? Absolutely nothing. And I'm sorry, but Ruby belongs in C tier. Definitely not as bad as Mark or Paul. Sting, get to A tier. I think he's made Darby more serious, and he might be the Mandalorian of AEW. He might be classified as that, but 60, what is it? 63 years old? Kills it. He still does. He can still go, and I believe more than really any old legend, more than Goldberg, more than Austin, that he can still go. He still has a lot left in the tank, and it's really scary to see someone at his age do what he does, but he still does it, and you got to give the man his credit. No, I forgot she was on here. Ty Conti. I'll give her this. I'll give Ty Conti this. She's there. In NXT, she wasn't there. But what? She's just. I don't know. She used to be like a championship contender. She had like a good streak going. She was even like the big sister of Brody Jr. But right now, the stuff she's doing, it's not enough to put her down to D tier, definitely. But I'm sorry, but if you weren't with Sammy Guevara, I think you'd be out the door. If you weren't with Sammy Guevara, you would have been out the door. Oh, and look at this. The birthday gal, the one, the only, one half of the Crimson Chronicles. It is the newswoman herself. It is LJ.
Hello, everybody! I'm late to the
How
party,
are
but I'm still
you?
here.
Yeah.
I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing good. Obviously, happy birthday as always, and nice
You
little
guys have
video
been
as well.
You guys have been so sweet today. Like Allie made the whole video. Like, oh my god, I
Yes.
woke up from a nap and I was like crying with happiness. You guys are so sweet. So,
Well, we're appreciative of all you do for us, and whether
mhm.
it's behind the scenes, whether it's here on camera. And yeah, great to have you here. Obviously, taking part out of your birthday to be here. Now,
Yes.
before we get to
I can
more
already
things on
see
the tier
Sting on
list,
not S tier, so I have so many questions.
that was why I was going to ask, like, or do you not agree with any of these? So I'll
Well,
give you time.
okay. What are the specific qualifications?
For me, it's just how big of a star you are, if you've really been at your peak yet,
Mhm.
and really have you put like 5-star matches, essentially.
Sting just wore a baseball hat and jumped off a balcony.
Yeah, that was why I didn't put him like way down low because he's like at his age, he can definitely still go, but I think he just needs to separate from Darby. That's what I think.
But I love that he gets to push Darby up, like he's using his legend status to push him up. Also, man, see CM Punk, grown men were crying when he showed up. How do you not put him in S tier? Do you know how many
I
people were just crying, so happy to see him back in wrestling?
I mean, yes, and mm, that's a good one. Why didn't I put him in S tier?
I don't know. Well,
Maybe
that
from
one's more shocking because I was like,
I'm
okay,
gonna
Sting has
okay,
still, he's like a tag team.
that debut alone.
Yeah.
This is why we have
He
you here.
was crying.
That is true. Oh, and look at that, some love from the mystery Rossin for liking it.
Yes, love everybody, and hello to everybody in the chat and watching at home. My first tier list here,
Yes,
and I was a little bit late, but I am still here, so I'm happy.
as
Um,
long as you're still here.
yes. So you like my glasses, my circular pink glasses? There you go.
Yes,
Yeah.
they're they're pretty good.
Um, let's
Um,
see. I'm looking at the roster here, or the people you have included.
not the biggest.
Um, hmm. Yeah, I'm agreeing with D and C and B.
Mhm.
I yeah, I think Adam Cole is not yet at his highest peak. Just not, he's almost there. But like he needs the rest of like the Golden Elite and the Bullet Club to be the Adam Cole we need.
That was what
Uh
I was saying.
yeah.
I think after Forbidden Door, I think
Mhm.
Adam could really benefit, especially if he does unite with the club and the Undisputed Elite or Gold Elite or whatever. That was what I was saying. And Malachi definitely as good as he could be. Again, not in his element as well. And Sting, I just don't know. I just don't know. So
I don't know. I
he
don't
can,
know either because I
yeah.
have bias, but I also know like some people aren't the biggest fan of him being more of a tag team person right now. Like,
Mhm.
so I don't, Malachi definitely needs the rest of his family. He needs Julia Hart, he needs the rest of his family, and then he'll be top. But
Definitely.
I would say Sting goes to the top, but that's I have bias. I know that.
Yeah, I'm not really that much biased towards my main man Sting, but I had to give him his credit for being
If
what
it
he's
was
been
Joker
doing and his
Sting, if it was Joker Sting, that deserves S tier because that was some of the best acting ever, and TNA got the cinematography right, and it was actually really, really good. So,
Yeah. So obviously with S, obviously I had to put Brody. I think he was at his full potential back then, and like I said,
100%,
if
yeah.
he if he didn't unfortunately pass, I think he would have been champion by now. And
Mhm,
obviously Brian Moxley, obviously what they've been able to do, FTR 5-star matches, and
mhm.
Punk that debut alone was able to convince me to put him on S.
Trust me,
So
he was crying, everybody was crying, not a dry eye in the house, not even the commentators spoke for a good 5 minutes just to let the crowd have it. So,
th- yeah, that is indeed true. And yeah, shame that you had to come with only 3 people left. But what do you say we continue on?
I agree, yeah, let's continue.
So these two, I want to say, are 2.0 from Jericho Appreciation Society.
Yeah, uh, they're not S.
They're definitely not S. Definitely not A either.
I wanna I want to say like I want to give them C or B personally because in the ring they are very good and I find them funny, but I can see why other people would find them rather annoying and not that
Yeah.
entertaining. So,
For me, I'm leaning towards C,
mhm,
because
mhm.
I don't know, I just don't fully invest in them yet. I don't really, um, I'm not really behind them, and it's good that they're getting a spotlight more than what they were as I forget what they were back in the day, in NXT, but
I don't remember.
Ever Rise, that was what they were.
Oh, that's them.
But I think C is good.
Mhm. Mhm. I'll agree. That yeah, that works cuz they're still working their way up.
Yes, and that's the
Um
thing too. Like, uh-oh, it's the other man himself, Shawn Spears.
This man is the cringe. I was not on board with him until he became an accountability buddy. And I don't know what character this is other than the small dog that jumps around the big dog in the commercials and then like
Yeah.
cartoons. And yeah, so that cartoon little dog, it's like Scrappy Doo. Yeah. So I think Scrappy Doo is he's an amazing storyteller. That's true.
Mm,
Because he's dedicated to any story he's given, even if it's Tully on his pants. Okay?
yeah. I don't know.
I don't think S, but he's definitely not C or D. Like he's done he not a lot of people could get behind him, but he has
Yeah.
kept trying with all of the all the gimmicks he's given. So, and
Yeah,
right
and
now, no shirt and hands on his hips is my favorite. It's so funny.
I definitely invested really fully in him when he was on NXT and ever since he moved to the main roster and everything. I feel bad for this man. He's always like the lapdog or he's always like the assistant. But
Mhm.
still, I like that he's able to be a part of these big stables in AEW with the Pinnacle. Like when he was hanging, he hung with good people, MJF,
Mhm. Mhm.
FTR, um, Wardlow. You can definitely hang
He
with those.
started being friend. He started in AW being friends with Cody.
That is true. And let's not forget when he first came, he bashed a chair in Cody's head, and he was like
Mhm.
a top heel for a little bit. So right now, he's definitely not doing the best, but I don't know if he will ever be better. But he's been better than what he was in WWE. That is a fact.
Mhm. Mhm.
So definitely not as bad as Ruby or Ty or 2.0. So I will agree. I will put him low B. I'll put him
We
low B.
okay, that makes sense. But why? Yeah, why is Ruby in C? She wasn't. She's not that bad.
Because of her getting so overhyped and then her just disappearing and doing nothing and just being in dark and elevation. That was why I essentially put her at C. It was just
Mm.
like the hype faded and then AEW's love for her faded. She became the runaway to the forgotten orphan.
I half agree because she we haven't seen her very much lately. But when she was on TV, it was like she got a match every single Dynamite and Rampage. Like she was working double time when it got there.
Mm,
And I know she was a little bit overhyped, but I think that's just if you were a fan of her or not. I think.
yeah,
Uh, I knew nothing about her, but I find her to be. She seems really happy here than the other company. So, uh, I don't know. I like watching her matches, and I think they're good. But I just don't think has not she fight for a title? No.
she has, I think. Um,
Okay, I see why she's there because I can't even remember. I
yeah,
got
that
it.
was that was
I got it.
exactly. Oh, Anthony giving you love right here.
Yes. Hello, Anthony. Hello, everybody in the chat.
Wow. So yeah, obviously leave some happy birthdays in the chat, whether you are watching live or on recording. And obviously, later on tonight, Impact Wrestling. That how ironic that there is Impact on your birthday. So the universe must love you. Uh
Yes, the universe must love me. Except tonight, there's gonna be it's all just gonna be promos, isn't it? Because it's
oh
the go
no.
home show for Rebellion, so I don't know. It's good chance that it's just gonna be a lot of promos, and video packages.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. Oh,
But
look
that's o-
at
but that's okay. You want to know why? Because I have a pinata, and
that.
I filled it with candy,
Oh, that's awesome.
so
Marcus
we
Ryan,
can we can figure out what wrestling move LJ can do to break it open.
RKO.
Just
That's my
RKO the
recommendation.
unicorn.
Yes. So Marcus Ryan giving you a birthday message.
Hello and
Hello.
thank you. Thank you. I'm loving all the birthday wishes. You guys are all so nice. So, we have such a nice fan base.
Yes, obviously happy birthday. I can't wait for my birthday, man. Anyways, um what better way to cap off this tier list here than with the one and only La Champion himself, Chris Jericho.
Mhm. Mhm. I okay, now if I have no idea because he has so many peaks in his career, like I could watch the musical number between him and MJF every episode and I'd be fine with it.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
But I am very confused and not really on board with this new influencer character.
Yeah, the
So I have
sports entertainer character, but I think that can also be ignored by the fact he is indeed the first ever AEW World Champion. He's had some decent stories, and
he should get S tier just for being the first champion and actually losing the belt because he forgot it on top of his car and drove away.
yeah, and also he has in my opinion, the best entrance theme in AEW right now,
That's true. That's no
and the
other
creator of it.
theme. Yes. I don't think there's any other creators of their own theme song that get the entire arena to sing it back to you.
Yeah, exactly. So, um, and obviously the man's a legend. Obviously, he's a veteran, and he can still go, and that's why I rank Sting as high as I possibly could.
Mhm.
Um, I think Chris is very worthy of S tier. So, you know what?
Yes, I would say that as well because he's
There we
had
go.
a lot more singles matches, but he's also younger than Sting.
Yes. So he can
Um,
definitely last
yes.
longer than if Sting were to hang up the boots. So I say Chris still has probably another 10 years left in him, and that's me being generous.
Chris said he broke his elbow falling from the blood and guts cage, and Sting got right back up after falling off the balcony.
Ah, okay. Okay. Yeah, okay. So that's hard. But no, I think
So
he's still worthy
I
of S
don't
tier.
know. There's so many oh, that one's tough.
Yeah, no, that's actually kind of hard. So yes, essentially, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the tier list. So to recap, on D tier, we got Mark Henry and the Big Show. Don't really do anything, anyways.
They're
Um,
very comical and great at commentary.
yes, but in terms of in ring and in terms of just like why are you here? It's just like, hey, I'm here, and
Mhm.
let's party. C tier, we have Mr. Glock himself, Arn Anderson. We have
He kinda reached his
Ruby.
peak a while ago right now. He's just chilling right now.
Yeah, he's just chilling with the Jobber Squad, and then we have Ruby, kind of overhyped. Ty,
Mhm.
because Jesus Christ.
She's lost. She's lost right now. Go back. You need the
Yeah.
Dark Order. Go back to them.
2 2.0 because they needed Chris Jericho. They wouldn't be where they are without him. B, Andrade, good matches whenever he's in there.
Mhm.
Uh,
Mhm. He has
Christian
amazing in-ring work. He just has horrible outside of the ring work. Like,
that is
where's this
true.
promo? What all of these promos are like, if he's not being specifically scripted, I don't understand the point. But it was very funny when he was trying to buy Darby off of Sting. That was so funny. Like, how much for the
Wow.
boy? How much for the boy?
How much for the boy? And then we have, obviously, speaking of how much for the boy, Christian Cage just being Jurassic Express's manager, and that's
Yes.
it. I mean, he did win the
That's
TNA title on Rampage, but other than that, he hasn't really done not much. Um, Dustin Rhodes still can go. Obviously, has not reached his peak, but he's good at getting people over, and you got to give him credit.
he's to be fair, he's like he coaches at the American Nightmare Factory thing.
I think in
Um,
Nightmare Factory. Yeah,
yeah, the Nightmare Factory, and also they made a really big deal that he when he turned 50 that he still had a lot to go with. So maybe he would be on the same level as Sting just because of experience.
maybe. I don't know. That's kind of meh for me.
He also doesn't
Yeah,
get a lot of matches to be able to like show off enough.
that
So,
was what I meant. Like, he's definitely not
mhm.
worthy to be A because he's usually there to get people over, and he's not really there that much. He's more of a behind the scenes guy.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
Matt Hardy, because obviously on his own he wasn't really doing much, but him being with Jeff was able to save him. And obviously, when he debuted as Damascus, you gotta love it.
I love Damascus because I love all this craziness. Um, yeah, but he really needs Jeff.
Yeah, that was
They
what I
need
was
each
thinking.
other. They need each other.
Otherwise, I would have probably put him on C. Definitely not
Mhm.
on D,
Mhm.
but no, it's Miro because he was taken seriously now and he was a champion.
He will be S tier when his hot wife shows up.
Sheamus not a hot Asian wife like Carl Anderson. Anyways,
No, it's Lana, the hot, inflexible wife that he
yes.
deserves. See? So I'm sure when she shows up to be like the manager or escort to the ring, he's gonna absolutely grab the title. Like
Hmm.
instantly.
Surf
Oh,
says,
yes.
"See you tonight." Well, we're just going over the recap, so we might be here a little while longer. Um, Surf also says, "Impact Wrestling have the Briscoes tonight, right?" You might know
Yes.
that.
I think they do. I know that they are staying with Impact for a little bit, so there's a good chance that they are on the show tonight.
Okay,
Yes.
that would be a very interesting episode then. Marcus says Miro needs to return and destroy Sammy.
I
Yes,
agree. I
I
agree.
will
I agree. I
instantly.
agree. Lana, come back and you don't even fight. Just punch, just step on her. Just step on Tay. She's tiny. Just
I
step on
will
her.
instantly. I will take Scott's honor. I will put Miro on S tier.
Did you say Scott's honor? Who's Scott?
I don't know.
It's Scout's honor.
Scout's honor, Scott's honor. I'm sorry.
In honor of Scott Hall. There we go.
Yeah, there you go. Anyways, I will instantly put Miro Scout's honor if he destroys Sammy and wins the TNT title. Anyone, I don't care. Anyone here, Sting, fuck it, S tier.
You know,
I
I
don't.
understand. He's getting some go away heat. That's not even like heel. Like, oh, MJF, he was worst heel in the world. Like, yeah, but you still like him. Like, he's still
Mhm.
funny, and you still want to see him wrestle because it's entertaining. Sammy is just like, okay, we get it. Go, fuck off.
Yes, exactly. And then we also have Sean Spears. Definitely not the best, but not the worst.
Yeah,
And his chairman stuff was good. Surf also says before
the
we get to A tier,
accountability. I
yeah,
love it.
I heard rumors Mia Yim could be returning at Slammiversary or other free agents.
That would be fun. I would love to see Mia Yim in there taking on the champ or even like or the champ or even Miss Champ right now, Miss Tasha Steeles. I would absolutely love that. Or Mickey James. Like just come over, Mia. The knockouts division is amazing. I know they're not called that anymore. They're called that. They're knockouts, okay? It's coming from a girl. I don't find that word offensive. I find it awesome. So
Honestly, to be classified as knockouts besides divas, I'd rather be called a knockout any
yeah,
day of the week.
same. Especially in wrestling, you're like knockout. Yeah, you're attractive and you can punch. There you go.
There you go. That's double the reasons how you could knock someone out. Anyways,
Yes,
yeah.
exactly. Hmm.
And then we got Adam Cole, baby, champions contender, good at what he's
Yes.
doing right now. And what's there not to like? Same with Malachi. He's at the peak right now. Well, he's not really at his peak right now. He's
Needs the
sort of
rest of his fam. Hmm.
he's what Brody Lee is right now. He's the cultist,
Yes.
and he's able to bring people in and destroy people.
Maybe he'll start to pick apart like the Dark Order because sometimes they pick on five like all the time. So
That's a good assumption. And I'm sorry, I just love being able to click on comments. Surf says,
yes.
I can see Akata coming to face Moose.
Woo! That would be a fight and a half. I'm happy with that. And yes, it is very fun being on the other side of it with all the fancy buttons.
Yeah, it was hard for me at first. It was like when with the intro video, it's like, wait a minute, why is it still showing? But yeah, I got it now.
Wait, where
Kenta
is did
versus
I
Trey
did I
Miguel for the
upload
X
the right
Division title.
intro? Oh, we are not even in.
Yeah, no, I did the classic intro like the with the loading, so I
You're
couldn't find it.
fascinating, sir. Do you
Yeah.
Okay, after we're done this, I'm going to teach you a few buttons.
All right, that's cool.
Okay.
Kenta faces Trey Miguel for the X Division title.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay, I'm happy with that. Kenta's back. That means he's going to 100% be at that Forbidden Door thing. And by the way, Kenta
Yes.
can come in and kick Sammy's ass right now because the go to hell is the go to sleep. And Mr. Kenta
Mm,
invented it. That's his move.
that's
I know
actually
people
true.
I know people say it's CM Punk's move, but he took it from Kenta.
That's a dream match. What,
Mhm.
Kenta and Sammy or Kenta and Trey?
Both of them honestly.
Yeah, I think that would be pretty sick. Anyone that
But
can kick Sammy Guevara's ass, I don't care. And
but he can do it in a fancy way because, the Japanese style of wrestling, I love it. It's just fascinating and it's all always so it's either really ground and hook or you're doing all the flips and I love it. I love it.
Marcus says Kenta and CM Punk is a dream match.
Oh, that would be too. But
That'd
first
be sick
I
on
need
Forbidden
how
Door.
about we have them both beat up Sammy? How about that?
Triple threat, I'd be down.
There we go.
And then, of course, S tier, we have Jericho, first ever AEW champion, La Champion, creator of Fozzy, Brody Lee, amazing at what he did at the time, Danielson and Moxley, Combat Club alone, but also Moxley, former AEW champion, Danielson, sick debut, and sick 5-star matches all around. Same with FTR, best tag team in the world, in my opinion, and CM Punk for the sick debut.
Hey, I think that's a pretty good tier list. I hope the fans think so too. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, yeah, we'll read a few comments since we are finished the tier list. Well, we've been finished for quite a while now. Kenta and Kushida versus Sammy and Ray Phoenix. Ooh, a good old tag
Don't
team match,
you
playa.
filth up the Ray Phoenix. His brother is Penta,
Yeah,
and
just
it is always
take Sammy out
Penta.
of there. Yeah, no. Penta needs something. I mean, he's good on his own right now, but man,
Zero miedo.
he,
I,
he
w-
was
I listen. I listen
those
to
were
their
sick chants.
yes. I listen to their theme song far too often.
Give me Chris Bay versus Swerve Strickland. Swerve
That one
Strickland.
might be
Oh,
happening though because Swerve Strickland's right over there at AEW and Chris Bay right over there at Impact, and I'm pretty sure they will like if AEW is already working with New Japan and New Japan is also working with Impact, no doubt there's some talk going on between all three.
yeah. Oh, and that was another person we missed on this tier list was Swerve Strickland. I'll
Yes,
put him
well
at
he's
B.
he's
I'll put
brand
him
new
at
right
B.
now. Yeah, he's still new.
He's definitely B tier right now, I believe, in my
Yes.
honest opinion.
He's got the whole crowd going, "Whose house? Swerve's
Swerve's
house?"
house. Friday nights. Tom Lawyer versus John Moxley. Oh,
Okay, I'm getting a phone call, so just I'm gonna mute myself for a second.
okay. That is one sick ringtone, by the way. Marcus Ryan says good tier list. And, well, she's probably getting those birthday calls. Take my money on New Japan Pro Wrestling Evil versus Forbidden free agent Wyndham Rotunda. I think Wyndham would be so sick. Um, anywhere, anywhere. The pop would be huge. Definitely would be like holy shit moment of the year worthy. And who knows essentially. And yeah. So Wow, there's a lot of hype between this Forbidden Door event. Hopefully, we could see some more debuts sooner rather than later. So, yes, for imagine he shows up at June 26th. Exactly. Like, look at all the hype. Look at all the dream matches we have here. Look at all the comments and everything. Man, all the dream matches that people have been thinking about. So, definitely do not complain. Um, yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, this has been the WWE Superstars to AEW tier list. If well, we for sure missed some people. So since we did miss some people, name them in the comments and name where you would put them. And essentially, um this has been it. We got a little guest appearance from Lyra Joe. She's probably getting some nice little birthday messages right now. I mean, who can blame them? Marcus says, "See you all for the Impact Watch Party." And yes, apparently it's slated to be a good one. Hopefully, it's not number 6 on the power rankings for the second week in a row. Um, so essentially, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it's seems like that time to let you go and yeah, essentially see you all tonight. Um this is Impact's best card right now. Okay, well that's pretty sick. So yeah, so this has been it for the tier list. This has been it for me and a special guest appearance from the birthday gal Lyra Joe, one half of the Crimson Chronicles. And essentially, I'm going to take a note from KJ's book and see ya on the flip side. Thank you.